Hello and welcome back to our playthrough of Aeon Trespass Odyssey. I'm Emerging Boat. We are on day 48 of Cycle 3, doing the story card 3A, Box of Black. Recently we had gone into the past to try to change some events around, some events leading up to the flight of the Aspirant, Icarus's ship that he was trying to use to reach the Sun's domain. We changed a number of things that we thought would lead to this mission being successful. However, we saw firsthand that what we did was clearly not enough, as the Aspirant still crashed as it was trying to reach the Sun's domain. And now we are at a loss on what is preventing this mission from being successful. How can we actually get the Aspirant into the Sun's domain and potentially try to stop the eschaton from ever happening? So in order to do that, we now need to travel into the future Delphi and find the broken parts of the Aspirant and try to find Icarus himself and figure out from him directly what exactly went wrong on that flight. Currently, we are still in the past here. We have the Dahaka pursuing us. We got the Dahaka a little bit closer to us, so we are right here. Dahaka is right here. Dahaka got a little bit closer to us from the last battle where I had 2 adversary activations. Binti's pretty good about keeping him quite a distance from us during this cycle, but I'll probably have to do another battle with him soon. If you're joining from the previous adventure video, if you had watched that, you might be confused on what happened down here, because previously I was on this space here and was planning to go down here and do a tech research that would allow us to travel into those future portals. However, I know I had messed something up with the loop end rules. When we had shortened our loop duration in that cycle, I didn't actually change the loop end on our, the current loop end on our timeline, which resulted in me being able to get to this tile. However, I went back and double checked the rules, and the rules are very explicit with saying that as soon as you have to resolve something that shortens your loop, the loop, you have to change the current loop end. So I think that required me to change the loop end from day 45 to day 44. So day 45 we went here, 46, 47, and now we are here on day 48. That did help out with the Dahaka because it allowed us to get a little bit further away from him. But it did delay our ability to get into the future, because we don't have that 20th explored tile yet in the past, so we have not been able to research that tech that will allow us to travel into the future. But barring anything crazy happening, I think we should be able to resolve that or get that technology in a couple of days. Also, in the last video, I made a reference to Story 3A being not a great story card. It's not Story 3A, it's Story 3B that is the really annoying story card. And I think we are early enough in, we got to Story 3A, I think, relatively quickly. We'll see what day we end up actually being able to get into the future, because I'm assuming there's going to be a portal to the future over here somewhere. Because there are multiple portals over here relatively close together. We have one here. Let me go back to the map view. We have one here, and then we had sent our trireme over to this tile and explored, or not explored, but we revealed at least this tile this way, and we saw there was a portal here. So, I mean, those portals are pretty close together. There hasn't been one over here, so I am hoping that there will be one somewhere in this general area, but we will see. We can go and take a look at our timeline here as we continue on with our adventure. We do have to resolve our Shadow Dancer training, so that is nice. I think I was going to give the Shadow Dancer, which one? Support specialization, that's right. So we are giving Shadow Dancer the ability to have 1 additional support slot. So Shadow Dancer is pretty loaded in that regard. We had lost our Earthshaker that was using that card for a while. So now we just make our Shadow Dancer even better. Support specialization. There we go. All right. That's resolved. And then we have Inwards Odyssey 50 that we'll do during the story step. The debate that I'm having right now is when do I want to use, like, do I want to use frozen time to extend this loop end? Because right now, I'll just double check my count here. I think we have 18 explored tiles. Am I showing the, let's go to this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Yeah, we have 18, so we need 2 more explored tiles. That'll give us 20 explored tiles by day 50. So on day 50, we should be able to do that technology research for the future portals. But the downside is that I don't really know. Like we did just unlock like a new anchor point, so we can warp back to the spot that we're at now. But the only ways we can travel are east or west. I don't really want to travel back west, but I also don't really want to travel east and then have to just get warped back one spot and then continue that way. We do have a lot of frozen time. I think I'm going to start using some of that frozen time. Maybe it's a mistake and I should be saving it for this story 3 card, like when we're actually in the future, but I'd rather use it now because we have a use for it. So let's right now let's use 1 frozen time to extend our loop end date out. What technology is this actually? I just want to double check. Time solutions. Okay. So we will move our loop end from day, I guess I could have waited until tomorrow to do this. Nope. Get rid of that, but that's fine. We'll do 1 now. Because I don't remember, I don't know if I can use this. I don't think I can use this multiple times in one day. So I think I need to do it once per day. I don't remember if that's true, but let's just assume it is. Do I want to do anything that would give me Argo Fate, because we'll probably have another Dahaka battle coming up? Do I want to give any Argonauts a Nemos node? No, that's okay. I'm still debating it, because also if I have that, like if I have to fight the Dahaka again soon, I might just like not actually do the fight and roll some dice to see, like, make up something for like what our result would have looked like. I just don't think I feel like fighting the Dahaka soon, but I don't know. If we can put it off for a while longer, maybe we'll be in the mood to fight him. I don't know. We'll see. I don't think I've done that with any Dahaka fights. I fought him a handful of times now between this cycle and and cycle 2. It's so weird to say that I fought the Dahaka in cycle 2. Okay, anyway. We are now ready to move on to the next part of our day. Let's go into the story step here, and we'll do Inwards Odyssey 50. I keep pluralizing it. It's just Inward Odyssey.
The vacant throne of Helios hangs in the night sky like a shimmering lure. Its meaning has changed for you over the last few weeks. Where once you saw a sad reminder of the Olympians' passing, now it has become a burned-out beacon of hope, the proof that life could continue. Provided, of course, you fulfill your mission. Down on the Acropolis deck, illuminated by starlight, the crew is busy preparing your next endeavor. You've taken many new crew members, sun heirs who've shed shackles of comfort, disillusioned Twilight Watch wanting to believe in something again, and Delphians brave enough to dream of a better world. You have brought hope wherever you went, and, as a result, built something quite special, says the old priest with a calm smile. By moving forward, stumbling maybe, You think about the road behind. We've made mistakes, sometimes grave ones. That is how we grow, the old priest replies sagely. If we were sheltered from making them, we would never learn. We'd just go in circles. You look to your mentor, his hunched figure more fragile now, somehow. You are reminded of the words he spoke when you entered the vault of Daedalus on Crete, what seems like a lifetime ago. It is cliched to proclaim the road more important than the destination, but less so to say that the true destination is only revealed by the road traveled. Are you saying? One of you begins, but abruptly stops, seeing a commotion on a lower deck. A young man is moving among the crew, so radiant to be almost white, like a star. At first you think him Icarus, but no. This handsome figure is exuding confidence. His chiseled, boyish features remind you of the sculptures scattered all over Delphi, of Helios. Argonauts! His shout is like a challenge. I see you eye that thing, my father's domain. It is not for you, it is mine. You are Phaeton, says the old priest with a gleam of recognition in his weary eyes. And you are an old fool who hasn't learned his lesson not to draw your god's ire. There are no gods here, the old priest utters slowly.
Okay. Assign the hypertime conditioning pattern to any of your current titans. Let me grab that really quickly. Here we go. Let me check the focus on the camera. That is not very good. Change that really quickly. Is this good enough for us here? Yeah, it's pretty good. Okay. Hypertime conditioning is kind of a standard 1 to 3, 4 through 6, 7 to 9 layout for our trauma card here. Then at 10 or higher, we draw obols. But it just gives us an extra ability of, for one fate, you can reestablish your time anchor. You may use this ability as a free action or at the end of your turn. So this is similar to the time-crossed Lover's Nemos ability. However, this costs a fate instead of exhausting. I don't know who I want to give this to, though. Maybe Logic Breaker? I think I have a Logic Breaker now. You do like Abyss Watcher, although I don't really want to replace Abyss Watcher's trauma table, I don't think. Firestarter, no. Yeah, Logic Breaker could be good. Oh, I could replace Sky Seers. Oh wait, no. Am I think I have Sky Seer. Yeah, Sky Seer is gonna get Umbral Strain, okay. We're gonna have 2 Truth Bearers. Yeah, okay, let's give it to Logic Breaker. Trauma pattern. Hypertime conditioning. Need to go to all patterns down here. Okay, there we go. Boom. Put that aside. Also, what special titans am I missing? All right, so cycle 1. I still need both my Earthshaker and Maze Runner. I think Earthshaker is breeding right now. I know this is not the time that I should be doing this, but I'm just gonna, if I need to breed one, I'm gonna retcon it for earlier in this day. Okay, so yeah, Warkeeper and Earthshaker are both breeding. I'm missing a Maze Runner too, but I can probably wait and breed a Maze Runner instead of using a core. That's it for, and then we have a Game Changer. Then for cycle 2, we have our Firestarter, the Warkeeper is breeding, we have an Abyss Watcher, and we have a couple of Truth Bearers. Okay, and for cycle 3, we have our Ascender, we have a Returner, we have a Sky Seer as well. We don't have Oh yeah, we don't have the other, the last Titan that we would get from this cycle. I guess Truthbearer is really more of a cycle 3 Titan, not a cycle 2. Okay. Yeah, there's nothing I want to go back into a done earlier in this day. So let's go back to this. All right. Then if you're on story 3B, C0265 in the cycle 3 main story. If you're not, C0266. We're close, we're on 3A. But let's go to 0266.
You hear the fluttering of wings, and the giant figure of Icarus materializes before you. Leave them be, Phaeton. They are the only ones who can drag us out of this hopeless loop. There is no loop, half-breed, says Helios' son, seemingly oblivious to the irony. I will sit on my father's throne, as is my birthright. You can wallow in your daddy's shadow. The circumstances are always different, says Icarus with the finality of someone who already knows how things will play out. But you always say the same thing. Many tried and failed to ascend the throne. The Nietzschean tried and failed, and you are no Nietzschean. It is unattainable. Please, let this time what you see in me is your own failure reflected. I have sailed the heavens you so desperately want to reach, and I will do so again. I am his descendant. I will burn you like he burned the heathens who turned from him. The air begins to coalesce and take the dreaded primordial shape. The resignation on Icarus's face tells you everything. He will not back down. On the other hand, you do have a choice.
Ooh boy. So Phaeton is the sun descendant, it seems. If you want to intervene and try to save Icarus, immediately proceed to an Endure the Sun battle of the current tier on page 132. Each Argonaut gains +1 rage. Note paragraph 269. See it after you go through the normal aftermath. If you don't want to intervene, mark R4 and C270. Dang, okay, maybe I should have done things that gained Argo Fate. Of course I have to intervene. I don't feel like doing another battle right now. All right, I'm gonna do this battle. Let me increase my rage here. I'm gonna do this off camera just because I can do it more quickly off camera, and I just would like to get through this as quickly as possible. So I will jump back to this adventure video after I have done this battle. Wish me luck. Well, my plan was to just knock out this battle and then cut back to filming in the remainder of that story. What is it? The Inwards Odyssey that we were doing. But then this happened. We crit on a BP3 on the Sun Descendant. Holy shit. And we wounded it with literally just enough power. It took both, it took all of the above of having a negative AT token in place, being on the VP2, having the freaking Dahaka blade, and then using Death Follows as well. But I mean, I think I'm just gonna double, this is like quadruple checking the math at this point, but we got 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 power from power symbols. We'll do 9, 10 from the break, 11, 12, 13, 14, and then we have +1 power from Dahaka blade, that's 15, +2 from the VP2, that's 16, 17. Okay, so we actually beat it by 1, I think. Because we needed, with the negative AT token, we needed, we only needed 16. So I beat it by a lot. Well, I beat it by 2, but all right. So we had a little bit of room to spare, a little less thrilling, I guess. But I'm stoked. We're gonna do the honors now. We're gonna go over into our, I should show this. Go over into our cargo here, and then We're going to go to our Sun Descendant cores and add an actual Sun Descendant core. I don't know. I don't think we'll actually get anything special from having a Sun Descendant core. You don't usually get things off of the boss primordial cores just because you're very unlikely to get them. Maybe Temenos. Temenos is a little bit more, a little bit less rare, I would say, but Nietzschean and Sun Descendant, definitely rare. But also on this one, we get to resolve a special event afterwards. So I'm going to finish cleaning up this stuff from the battle because this was the final wound that I had to deal in order for us to be able to bail out of the rest of this fight and endure the sun. So I'm going to do the cleanup for this, and then I will cut over to the special event, and then we'll jump back to our Inward Odyssey story. All right, we got everything cleaned up. Let's jump over to our narration app here.
There was a moment during the battle, just after you gravely wounded the Sun Descendant, when all time stopped. You were suddenly in the vast of night, with a bleak shine of distant stars dimmed, and then a bright, magnificent orange light exploded before you, singeing your flesh and soul. At once beautiful, captivating, and utterly destructive, the sun. Its corona danced around the searing sphere, wisps of white-hot fire twitching and twirling like countless luminous tentacles. You think you saw something in the sun itself, a blemish, a cancer. It saw you too. It reached out and that is all you remember, thankfully.
I want to remember more. What was it? Let's see. The Argonaut who dealt the critical hit gains +1 will and Sunlicked. Gain a fate and change erasure from existence or incineration into death. Make a Twilight tally mark only once per cycle. I'm confused. Change erasure from existence or incineration into death. It sounds like you turn it into an instant death effect, but I thought those were both already instant death effects. Okay, so I understand actually how this could mean erase from existence. Like erase from existence is not just an instant death effect. Because it says they are removed from the battle board and cannot be brought back to life in any way. For all other purposes, treat them as if they were dead. So that's technically, I could see how ignoring those special cases could be beneficial. I also wonder if there was any points. Did I have a Titan get erased from existence and save them with a Pygmalion stone? Probably not. I have been really stingy with my Pygmalion stone, so. But incinerated, when a Titan is incinerated, they die. For all purposes, incineration is treated as an instant death effect, but there are some abilities that specifically interact with incineration and not other instant death effects. So I don't get how it'd be beneficial to change incineration into an instant death effect. But I do get it for, maybe it won't end up using this ability. because I don't really know what it means. But, all right, I guess I'll write it down. Go to this view, scribe, go to Argonauts. It was Aster. It's kind of fitting that Aster got the special event Asterion. Bit of a similarity in naming there. We get +1 will. And then, what was it? Change ability. Let's see. Ability 1 fate. Change erasure from existence or incineration to death. And I guess that would that apply to another Titan? Change erasure, like, I don't understand when this is supposed to be used, how it's like, I don't know. Whatever. We'll see if it ever ends up being something that I want to try to use. I'll put the note on this on the special event just so I can come back to it if I want. C3 ton Asterion. And I got to note it on my sheet as well. It'd be cool if it was like, oh, change this. Change erase from existence or incineration into the death condition, because then that'd basically be saving a Titan from dying, but whatever. All right, at least we got a bonus to will out of it. But where did I need to return to? Some paragraph in Inward Odyssey 50. Give me a second. Okay, here we go. 269.
The Sun Descendant departs in a brilliant flash, sucking all sound with it. Through Titan's eyes, the lone figure of Icarus, miraculously still alive, seems so fragile and insignificant. His face shows conflicting emotion, relief to be alive, dread at what it means.
The circumstances are always different,
he says slowly.
but each time I make it out alive. The loop still isn't broken. Argonauts, I beg of you, help me do this one thing and we will all be free. And together we will stop the eschaton forever.
Forever. Long after he leaves the Argo, you search the battlefield and discover a single crystal shard, a Sisyphus tear.
A hunk of junk is more like it, because we can't gain Sisyphus tears. But we will mark R6. Choice matrix. Where are we at? R6. What are we writing here? We saved Icarus from Phaeton / Sun Descendant. I always forget how to spell that. No, it's A-N-T. There we go. Okay. R6 has been marked. Return to the voyage phase. Okay. So that was our story step, right? Yeah, okay. That was story step for day 48. We are now ready to move on to day 49. Before starting filming on this day, I was like, well, maybe for the sake of like some like, I don't know, increasing the day count in the video titles, well, like, I just did a battle on day 48. Maybe I'll just do the rest of day 48 myself and then like pick up filming on day 49. And I'm glad I did not do that. Day 49, I need to get my exploration cards here and my tiles. We're going to travel east to tile 59. 59, where are you at? There you are. Okay. Oh, why did I flip that over? Tile 59, here we go. We have an R&R adventure, okay. And we have a Titan, very nice. And we have a single direction we can go, which is south. Really different navigational patterns compared to previous cycles. So put that there. And we will travel east, increment our day counter, our timeline day. Boom. And then we'll gain a Titan at the start of the exploration step. Gain a Titan. Do our exploration cards, right? So we'll probably need cargo. The traders, I don't know. I could trade some frozen ambrosia for like razor claw. I don't need razor claw for something in particular, but it might be nice to have some. I don't know. I don't feel like thinking about it, so I'll probably just regret it. But I'm just gonna get rid of that. I'm not gonna use it. And then we will continue that pile. We have 3 Siren Shell resources. We are on a Twilight Watch, so we are allied. I'm already on cargo, 3 Siren Shell. And then we get one of the Antediluvian Siren Shell rare resources, which I think I have a couple of and I haven't used them. Where are you? Rare resource. Oh, I just have one. Okay. It took me a while. All right, next pile. Entropy's, oh, this is one of our Doom cards, isn't it? Entropy's Embrace. Each Argonaut gains as many fate and or danger as you have paradox, then lose 2 paradox. Ooh. Oh, that stinks. So everybody has to gain 5 fate and or danger. I think maybe I'll just do like 2 fate, 3 danger for everybody. Yeah. Unless is there anybody who I really want to get high danger or who could benefit from it from their gated abilities? No, I'll just do 2 fate, 3 danger for everyone. That is brutal. Does that get permanently removed? Remove until the next timeline battle. Damn. My God, okay. 2 fate, 3 danger. Now I'm just like, I kind of want the Dahaka to come and like, I'll just throw a fight against it and just accept death. And I guess I would have to sacrifice 2 Titans, 2 Argo bred Titans. I mean, could be fine. All right, and then lose 2 Paradox, so that's good. It is losing Paradox for us. And then we no longer meet these conditions, so I think we're okay there. So this will come out, but then we continue drawing. Oh my God. The other one. Chekhov's Sun. 3 or more Paradox, lose 1 frozen time and either 1 crew or 1 hull. If this ability didn't trigger, gain a Paradox. Don't worry, it's going to trigger. Okay, we don't have to do... Oh, this is the one where you get to switch the Nemos nodes on Nemos card. So I guess we're not going to do that. All right, but we're going to lose 1 frozen time. Oof. I was like rolling in the frozen time for a little while, and now I'm losing all of it. Then either a crew or... Yeah, we'll lose a crew instead of a hull. Ooh, I could save against this loss, right? Do I have that technology? Let's check. Saves. Timeline security when you're about to lose... Oh, that reminds me, I did not lose fate for the Sun Descendant battle, so I need to do that. That's diplomacy. So I need to get 5 or higher. I'm just going to lose the crew. I don't know, but actually, because I could lose a crew later to lose 2 Argo Fate. So I think I should gain an Argo Fate to try to save against this. Okay, so what, we have +2 from our diplomacy, right? Yeah, okay. So we need a 5 or higher. Nice. All right, so we do not lose the crew. Then this will come out, at least we don't have to worry about those until our next timeline battle. Oh, man, I have to deal with those for the rest of this cycle. There's no trigger to be able to permanently remove it. Gain 2 Siren Shell resources. And then place 1 progress token on Inward Odyssey once until the next time. Oh, okay, so let's go to our thing here. Timeline view, combat encounter. We will put a note for Forgotten Temple of Iapetus. Resets. Back here, put it said Inwards Odyssey, right? Yeah, okay. All right, and that's the end of that exploration. I'll go shuffling this way. That looks good. Then we get to do an R&R adventure. Let's check our fated events to see what numbers we have left here. So we'll call this 1 through 5 and 6 through 10. Boom. It's going to be a 9. So we are going to do Vanishing Concerns. Voiceover over here. Voiceover over here. What am I doing? R&R Adventures number 8, Vanishing Concern.
The water is almost scaldingly hot, steam rising from its surface in thin, willowy wisps. As you slowly sink below the surface, you feel all of your muscles clench, then relax, a tide of serene calm overcoming you. Strong, cloying aromas fill the bathhouse, the people's newest addition to the Argo's Acropolis deck. Around you, a few attendants offer refreshments as you allow yourselves to sink into the bliss of the water, heated by several pipes running under the facility from the city ship's mighty engines. You see an attendant moving through the chambers, his emerald green chiton a stark contrast to his flowing fiery hair as he sprinkles a little incense on the braziers. The scent the flames give off is truly mesmerizing, and you feel your minds relaxing, all tensions fleeing your bodies. You can feel the strain of recent days fading away, storm clouds blown aside by a prevailing wind. A true chance to relax, a rare opportunity in the chaos of your voyage. Overwhelmed by the calm of the moment, you allow your mind to drift. You cannot say if it is minutes, hours, or even days since you first settled into the relaxing waters of the bathhouse, but eventually your mind returns to the present and, not without a little reluctance, you emerge from your soak. The four of you head to the changing chambers, ready and invigorated to face the challenges ahead. It is only as you go to retrieve your clothing that you realize, with a start, their absence. Your neatly folded piles of clothing have vanished. You look for a member of staff to question, but they all seem to have slipped away. All you have open to you are the small cloths you've used to dry yourselves off. Sudden embarrassment overwhelms you as the nature of your situation sinks in. You're trapped in the bathhouse with no clothing.
Oh no, my clothes! I mean, you just gotta strut your stuff, right? See, two options here. Option 1. The people of the Argo cannot see you walk the corridors of the city ship naked. You have to maintain your dignity and set an example of modesty for your crew. Even if it means that these pranksters, whomever they may be, get to laugh about this behind your back, you won't give them the satisfaction of embarrassing you publicly. Sneak back to your chambers, avoiding the public gaze. Ooh, lose one paradox. That's very enticing. You are the Argonauts. You have nothing to be ashamed of. The people of the city ship may laugh, but you won't let it get to you. What's a little prank to the heroes of the Argo? You'll carry this little jibe with pride and courage. You can even call it the Neogenes method. Neo-Diogenes method. Diogenes? Neo-Diogenes method? Yeah, okay. Walk back to your chambers in the open for all to see. Subtract 2 Argo fate. I'm really tempted to do option 1 purely for the paradox loss. But that but my heart says go option 2. You know what? Sometimes it's not about the metagaming, sometimes it's just about playing the game itself. So I'm doing option 2. You gotta stretch your stuff. You're the Argonauts. What do you care? Alright, so we're gonna go back to our adventure tab over here. We're gonna lose the 1 Argo Fate that we have. Well, that was fun. Then we just did our expedition. We have our advancement step. Also, do we want to... do I want to push off the loop end again? But then I'm going to be going down to 1 frozen time. I don't have my Hemiolia to look ahead. Let's push it off another day. Wait. I guess I can always wait until tomorrow. Like I would only get screwed if I'm going to come up across something that's going to make me what's it called? There is that. I don't think I've resolved that exploration card. Okay, I'm going to use a frozen time now. I'm just going to do it just in case. So the last thing I want to do is shorten my time loop, and I don't know. I think I just need to keep using the frozen. Sorry, I'm just like debating this out loud. No, I should have just paused and decided this, but I think I just need to keep using my frozen time to see if I can find that next future portal, because there's got to be one over in this area. And if there's not, I'm going to be real pissed. Okay, so loop end, we're going to push back to day 51. Loop. I should get Chronosail soon too. I don't have that, right? Projects. Yeah, Chronosail, because this would have been useful for just doing when we were on the anchor tile before. So I should get that soon. Let's do our Skyseer grafting here. We want to throw Umbral Strain on you. Why did I go to that? When you go to Titans, Skyseer, Umbral Strain. Nice. I could try to give somebody Harsh Conditioning, because that's a pretty good one. I just don't know. Wait, am I training to put that on somebody? No, I don't think so. But there's not really... Because I already put something on Logic Breaker, didn't I? Dang it. Why do I keep clicking that one? Yeah, Hyper Time Conditioning I put on Logic Breaker. Like these other Titans just already... I could put it on Abyss Watcher. I just don't use Abyss Watcher all that much. I don't want to ruin, like, Truth Bearers. Yeah. Alright, I'll just hold on to Harsh Conditioning. I'm sure another Titan will die that I can put it on soon. Is there anything else that we wanted to do today? Don't think so. Yeah. Oh, I don't want to write anybody's name. I could write Aster's name down on the timeline now. She doesn't, like, I want to get her a Nemos node for something that's not Death to Hollows, but maybe I'll postpone it a day. Because she only has the 1 Nemos. She already's got 1 node for Death Follows. Yeah, I feel like I should be close to an adventure hub soon. I'll bet you there's one on the next tile. I feel like there's got to be, because there's one. That would mean there's like 1, 2, they're like 4 tiles away. The closest one was 2 spaces to the west of me. Okay, anyway, enough rambling. Let's just move on to the next day. Yeah, all right, moving on to the next day, we will go south to tile 58. Tile 58 looks like this. I thought the future portal was smoke in there. No, that's just some of the cliffs, I guess. Well, there's no adventure hub like I thought there was going to be. We have a doom and a progress. Okay. put that up in our little map area. South onto that. And I guess that means we'll be going through the future portal onto the next day. I think that would make sense. We'll go back to this. We were going to gain a progress token. Let's put that on. I'm putting that on Inward Odyssey because I don't think those map tiles really help us for this story card. So let's just work on some Inward Odyssey stuff here. Put down IO51. Oh wait, no, this should be on day 50. IO51. Then we're about to gain a Doom, but we can save against that. Try to at least. We need, what do we need, a 7 or higher? Boom. That's a 4. I'm at 1 out of 7 Doom. I have been aggressively trying to avoid Doom, and I think we're going to continue that. I'm going to gain another Argo Fate to see if I can prevent this Doom. Oh, come on, a 4 again? Damn. All right. Oh, I need to do exploration still. Boom. Siren, Temple of Hyperion, gain 3 Siren Shells. Okay. I literally just drew this card. All right, you know what? Here's what we're gonna do. I'm just bad at shuffling. Let's just cut the deck here. Boom. There we go. There's something that we haven't seen in a while. Daedalus Machina resources. And an adversary activation. Boom. A little bit closer. This one, that ends that pile. Then this one will get 3 Daedalus Machina resources and a progress token. 2, 3. And screw you, story card. We're putting this again on Inward Odyssey. And let's move our Dahaka a little bit closer. Honestly, Dahaka, if you wanna come attack us, I'm alright with that soon. It's fine. So I wouldn't mind getting rid of this fate and danger before my next timeline battle. Oh god. Oh. There we go. The number of times that I drop cards while I'm filming is kind of embarrassing. Oh, I'm still on the map screen. Back to this. And anything fun? Oh yeah, of course, we have our structural research. Let's double check our tile count here. Go to map view. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Woo! All right. So we will get to research our, I can't remember the name of it, Icebreaker Protocol, right? Yeah, you can move through locked waterways with a future portal symbol. Nice. Doing that. Sweet. Then we have IO51 we'll do in the story step. So, nothing else that I want to do today, I don't think. Nah. All right, let's just go to the story step now. Let's go to Inward Odyssey 51. Wait, did I want to extend my loop again? I'm gonna bet / hope that there's a lighthouse on the other side of this portal. Fingers crossed. Because I feel like that's generally the pattern. Not necessarily, as I'm looking at the map. No, not necessarily at all. Though they're close usually, maybe? All right, well, I can always do it the next day on day 51. Is my day count correct here? It is, okay. But we were also on Inward Odyssey 51. Oh man, that would have been so cool to have Inward Odyssey 51 on day 51. What an opportunity we're missing. Ooh, the first junction.
The scholars of the last academy are an eclectic, eccentric bunch, but they get results. And after all you've been through together, you give them a free hand in their research. Lately, the war philosopher Socrates has made considerable progress reverse engineering the direct mortal-to-titan interface you've been calling the cryptex.
The cryptex allows for higher synchronization rates,
he explains in that nasal, slightly arrogant tone of his.
As the bond with a Titan becomes stronger and more immediate, it results in much faster reflexes.
But it comes at a cost. Compared to the Balanaeon, the cryptex increases Triskelion fatigue, causes a sense of disorientation, and, of course, poses immediate risks to the Argonaut physically present on the battlefield. There is also the matter of the technology's origin. A Hermesian pursuer. To think someone, a mortal, had the ability to control a primordial is worrying, to say the least. One day you are stopped on your way to the mess hall by a disturbed Socrates.
You better see this, Argonauts,
he says with an ominous, cryptic voice.
Why do you always say that?
One of you interjects impatiently.
Just say what you want to say. We don't need a presentation.
Socrates looks uncomfortable, but sighs and accedes.
Sure, I have found mention of the cryptexes in the last tome. In fact, I have found blueprints.
Before you can express your surprise, he raises his hand.
There's more. The one cryptex you've recovered from the pursuer, and these... The techne is similar enough to have a common origin.
He shakes his hand and begins pacing.
The documents are signed by one named Trismegistus. Yes, the one the Nietzschean casually mentioned during our stay in Sparta. Verily, the naked truth was his greatest weapon.
A single mention of that monstrous man sends shivers down your spines. You're not sure anything can faze you after that bloody ordeal.
So what does this mean?
You ask.
You tell me.
The war philosopher looks lost.
Trismegistus writes about the Triskelion Junction as if he had intimate knowledge of it. I believe he truly was its creator, or at least was there at its inception.
You ponder the revelation. Whoever this Trismegistus was, deliberately or by accident, he laid the foundation for your mission. For without the Triskelion Junction, the primordials would crack the Argo like an egg and lay waste to your crew and your dreams until there was nothing left.
The cryptexes seem to be an older form of junction,
says the war philosopher.
Maybe because of the drawbacks we've already uncovered.
Yet their obvious advantages cannot be ignored,
one of you says.
Can you build them from those blueprints?
I can build anything.
Then you know what to do.
As he leaves, he hesitates.
Argonauts, there is one more thing I uncovered. The junction, whether through the Balanaeon or a cryptex, its long-term use leads to permanent brain damage and death.
When he's gone, you sit in silence. Was the answer to your amnesia always in front of you? Was junctioning the reason why you couldn't remember your past lives?
Woohoo! I mean, who cares about brain damage? Y'all got enough brain damage from listening to me for hours on end. Gain the Cryptex Technology card. Yes, I've been waiting for this. This is great. Let's go to this view. Is this good enough for reading stuff? Yeah, okay, that's pretty good. Cryptex Technology. Our study of the repurposed Cryptex has finally yielded results. We can replace that design. That unlocks 3 different types of Cryptexes we can build. And let's just take a gander at those real quick. Why don't we? We have, let's put them in alphabetical order here. Come on now. Argo Cryptex Alpha. This one is going to be the most similar to our repurposed Cryptex. It says unique, obviously. It's ascended, Titan attachment, restricted, so you can only have 1 Cryptex equipped at any time for a Titan, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Frontline, so we carry the risk of if the Titan dies, then our Argonaut has a 10% chance of dying as well. That's fine. Gain +1 precision, and then the ability that we're familiar with already is semi-sync. Gain a movement token at the end of your turn. I should say gain a movement action. At the end of your turn, gain a movement action fatigue token. But the leg up that this has on repurposed Cryptex is that it also allows you to do a reflex. So you now have just an attachment gear that allows you to get a reflex, which is incredibly good. Then you have this nice little rider down here, which is danger gated at 6 or more danger. You can discard this when you're about to gain ambrosia tokens to ignore this gain. Can be very useful in Menestus Theater if you're going back and fighting primordials from cycles 1 and 2. It can also be useful in future cycles as well. It's just a nice little bonus on this card. Next we have Argo Cryptex Beta. Unique, ascended, Titan attachment, restricted, front lines, +1 precision, blah, blah, blah. So that's the same as the Argo Cryptex Alpha. For 2 fate, at the start of battle, you may perform a bonus turn before the primordial. At the end of this turn, gain a combat action fatigue token, and it also has the reflex on it. This is awesome. It's so good, especially against, especially in the Menestus Theater. Like, there are so many strategies that revolve around using the Argo Cryptex Beta to get a turn before the primordial goes. Like, it is such a key piece of gear in a lot of, at least the way I played in Menestus Theater, it's such a key piece of gear. Incredible card. And the nice thing is that you're not, like, you're getting an extra turn, and during your normal turn, during the actual first Titan round, it's not like you're sacrificing that turn. You're not just moving a turn ahead in time. You're getting an extra turn. You just are not getting an extra combat action, if that makes sense. So it's great overall, but I would say it shines the most in the Menestus Theater. In the regular campaign, there might be a lot of battles where you may not want to use that start of battle effect. And then lastly, we have Argo Cryptex Gamma, which doesn't have as much text on it, but it has the standard unique, ascended, Titan attachment, restricted, front lines. It has break 1 on it, so that's really cool to be able to just get an extra break 1 from something that's not your weapon. And then it has priming ability, which says unexhaust all cards. At the end of your turn, gain a combat or movement fatigue token. And it also has reflex on it. And at 6 or more danger, you get +1 power. So if you have a Titan that is going to be often taking a lot of danger, a tank Titan, this could be a great fit for them because they're going to be getting danger. You can more reliably hit that 6 or more danger level to get that +1 power. And then tank Titans are most often going to be the ones that have gear that needs to be unexhausted, whether it's shields or armor or like reflex gear. And Argo Cryptex Beta lets you unexhaust those things a little bit easier if you have an emergency and you need to like get everything back. Every single one of these is great. We want to craft all of them. pretty much as soon as we possibly can. And actually, let's check to see if we can do that. Let's go to our technology. We have to add this. Add technology. Is this considered a secret technology? No, it's not. Oh yeah, I see it right here. Cryptex technology, then we'll go to cargo, gear, go down to Cryptex technology. What do we need for crafting these things? Okay, it's giving a little bit of spoilers here with some gear from future cycles, but that's fine. 7 Daedalus Machina, 18 Frozen Ambrosia. Okay, well I'm glad I didn't actually give up a lot of that Frozen Ambrosia. 11 Siren Shell, 4 Cloth Flesh. I think we should have enough to be able to craft all of these. Let me go back to the resources here. Hell yeah, baby, we can craft them all. Oh, well, get ready for more Argonauts to be dying, because that is the downside with these, is that you are significantly more likely to start having Argonauts dying. It's not like you're going to be dying left and right, but when you just have the one Cryptex, which, you know, sometimes that Titan may die, sometimes it's not, and then even if it dies, you only have a 10% chance of dying. We're going to be getting to the point where now usually we'll have an Argonaut rolling once per battle. Like, I don't know, you can probably we're probably losing less than a Titan per battle on average, but that can change pretty quickly. But anyway, let's go ahead and craft all these little bastards. Craft. Aha! What does our resources look like now? I can't even talk. 7 Siren Shell. That's half of our Frozen Ambrosia. That, you know, totally fine. These are all great. I'm going to put these off to the side because I'm going to figure out who I'm going to equip them with in the next fight. If that next fight is against the Dahaka, I will probably not equip them because I might just be throwing that fight. I just don't feel like fighting the Dahaka again anytime soon. Okay, that was the Inward Odyssey. So we are done with this day, right? I think so. Yes, all right. Moving on to day 51. We're going to be traveling through that time portal, I think, to the future. That is a future portal, right? Yeah, it is. Are you kidding me? We're going to be going on a Sun Airs tile? Come on, man. I'm coming from the past where we're dominated by Sun Airs. I've spent so much time on Sun Airs tiles. All right, I'm going to stop whining. I know you all don't want to hear that. I'm done. You know what? No, I'm not done. This is bullshit. Because I'm also just flipping through the back of these tiles, so I'm trying to find tile 90 in the pile. There's so many Sun Air tiles. I thought the future was supposed to be... Sun Airs aren't going to be around. Some bullshit. All right, let's take a look at this, and I'm going to have to clear off my map area and figure out how I want to do this. Much more of a black and white theme going on here. Oh, an adventure. Adventure hub. That's nice. Of course, fuck you, Sun Air. Yeah, I totally gave up on that whole thing with me cursing less, so I apologize if you're offended by that. But whatever, I'm sorry. I gotta do me. Oh, shoot. But I think the worst part about this, it's not really coming through that. Also, by the way, I know in the past I had played around with different lighting modes. I think this lighting mode is nice, but also the thing that kind of annoys me with it is that it changes the brightness a lot more regularly than having it set to manual. Manual puts it a little bit brighter by default, but it changes. I don't know. If you have preferences on the lighting, please let me know in the comments, because you're going to be seeing this video. It'll basically be impacting Cycle 4 videos, is what I'm trying to say. So if you have a preference on it, if you have thoughts on it, let me know. But there's the beam of light here, which means that there is a, what's it called? A lighthouse to the north of us. Even if we assume it's directly north of us, best case scenario, we have to go 1, 2, 3. And Pull up scribe. Yeah, I mean, I don't even have enough. No, go back. I don't even have enough frozen time. Shoot, I'm gonna end up having to just get circled back. Oh, dang. Wait, how? I need, even if we start this from, let's go back to this view. So if we start from that tile where our anchor's at, we go 1, 2, 3 onto our portal tile, then 4, sorry, let me do this. 4 to over here, 5, 6. I mean, we can make it technically because we have a frozen time, but like, what the hell? That's brutal. I mean, like, we could easily be at a point where our loop length is 4, so we would need 2 frozen time. Like, what are you supposed to do? Just hunt around for frozen time? That's really boring. I hate that. I mean, that is, I don't know. Sorry, I'm kind of going off on a tangent here. Like that aside, even, I don't know, you shouldn't be at a point where you have to be like hunting around for the frozen time, because I don't think there's a reliable way of getting it. Also, one of the least fun things in the game is having to like do the voyage phase on tiles that you've already explored, because nothing is going to happen. You get some resources from the exploration cards, but in general, not really a lot is happening from that. Whatever. It's better in cycles 4 and 5. Just cycle 3 is the frustrating one. At some point, maybe we'll do a house rule, but I think we're doing really well on time in general right now. So I'm not to the point where I think we need to do anything about it. Anyway, so let's go ahead and put this map tile down. Also, so I'm not going to get rid of all my other tiles just yet, because we're going to be looped back pretty soon. I see some hairs on here that I'm just going to clear off before I put these tiles down, so you get to see a little bit of a peek behind the curtain at like how I keep my little area clean. A nice long surface lint roller. I love this thing. It's amazing. I don't even know, you probably can't even really see the little hairs on camera, but like I see them, and then when I see him in person, I'm like, oh, well, you can probably see him as well. Yeah, look at, I mean, this is good stuff here. Oh God, this is why you get to the middle of a video, so you can see me lint rolling things. All right, enjoy it now, because I'm sure I'll have to put that behind a paywall soon. Let's throw that. Oh no, that's upside down. Yeah, this way. I've been putting my things like this. And, you know, I'm going to blame it on the sun airs. Stupid sun airs and your terrible channel navigation. You suck. Then we'll do our exploration cards. Exploration. Right now. Don't fuck me. Oh, that's nice. Sorry, I'm just checking if there's any symbols that I missed. I don't think so. Gain a progress. All right, I do like that this is similar to the last cycle, where it's just like we got kind of to the middle-ish, beyond the halfway point, and suddenly we just start churning through Inwards Odyssey. That's kind of how it tends to go, I feel like. IO 52, I think. Oh, well, we're not allied, so that part doesn't matter. Never mind. I'll come out, continue that pile. Ooh, Twilight Pathfinder. Resolve an effect based on your diplomacy with the Twilight. You know, I would rather have the frozen time than the progress token. If I'm being completely honest, I would rather have that. But I won't gain it. It's not what the rules say. Rules are stupid. Okay. Then we'll go to this. And, oh, shoot, we're about to lose a hull. All right, 3 Hyperborean alloy resources. Well, we're also probably about to have to fight the Dahaka because we'll get warped back and we'll be right next to him. So we should definitely try to save against this. And I haven't used this hull technology in a while, so let me double check it. I think it's 3 plus our hull value, right? Save. 3 plus your current hull value, so we need a 6 or higher. Easy peasy. It's okay. No, it's fine. I'm just going to gain another Argo Fate. And then it's no big deal. No big deal. Oh yeah, hang on. Just give me 1 second. That's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Yeah. Yeah, just go fuck myself. That's fine. Okay. 3 Siren Shell resources. No, not that. Okay. Let's get shuffled back in. I really need to be careful with hull loss now. Ugh. I just realized too, one of the annoying things about this is that we're gonna have to go through that doom tile again. Nope, not that tile. This tile. Like after we loop back, we're gonna have to come through this, which means we're gonna get potentially another doom. Yeah, we're doing well on time, but like everything I feel like is accelerated. Like our doom gain is accelerated. Our Argo Fate we're keeping relatively under control. I don't know. All right, what am I doing here? We do have our adventure hub to resolve. Okay, I think I'm on that part now. Let's take a look at our adventure hubs while we're here. Okay, so I do want to finish off of Wax and Promises, but I would like to get an alpha of something. 9. Okay, I think that should be coming of age, right? Yes. Yes, it is. I'll do that. We'll do coming of age alpha hub, which is going to be fate. Don't get, oh, damn it. Fine. Who else has fate? I swear, if we don't get a node for our fate at Nemos, are you fucking kidding me? Are you serious? I have had this fate at Nemos. I've had fate at Nemesis for this Argonaut for so long. Oh my god. Okay, wait. I'm sorry. I'm like skipping around for their actual Nemesis. Okay. No, you don't have anything. Oh, you can't gain Nemos nodes anymore, so it doesn't matter. You have nothing for fate. Okay. Voiceover. I'm gonna be positive now. I'm positive. I'm good. Adventure hubs. Coming of age. To right all wrongs.
A breathtaking sight lies before you. A megalithic rock shard jutting at an odd angle. Marvelous giant temples on one of its faces, skewed and cracked, but still very impressive. Supposedly, the rock fell from the heavens long ago, a shard of the sun's domain. If there was any way to reach back and warn the Olympians about the eschaton, this was it. At least that's what your holy ally claims. However, a fiercely fanatical subset of the Sun Heirs ruled over the polis that grew inside and around the rock over the decades, and they held a tight grip on who entered and left. They look favorably at your request, though the price for admission they demand.
We have a bit of a problem with rats.
says the priest emissary with whom you've been talking.
Rats that skulk in the night. I understand you know where to find them?
They want you to burn your local Twilight Watch contacts. Sell them out for the entry into the temple. If the Watchers are such a problem, maybe they have an alternative solution?
The throne shard is barren. Nothing grows there and people get sick very often. The Sun Heirs get their power by controlling the water and food supplies.
Your liaison to the Twilight Watch says,
Cut them from one, and they will lose the backing of the people and be soon toppled.
All right, we got a couple of options here. Option one is the Sun Heir priests. Oh gosh, I'm just dropping things here. Give me 1 second. That's what happens when I multitask and I lose track of where the story's at. The Sun Heir priests know this throne shard polis well, its operation, purpose, and secrets. They're the logical ally. You always knew your mission would require sacrifices. Still, if you succeed in averting the eschaton, there will never be a Twilight Watch. That's going to result in us gaining diplomacy with the Sun Heirs, losing diplomacy with the Twilight Watch, and gaining Doom. I hate all of those. Option 2. You do not want to strengthen an already authoritarian church, and the Twilight Watch's plan will both weaken them and get you inside the polis. However, the general populace will suffer because of this. Help the Twilight Watch sabotage the water supply. Twilight Watch diplomacy +1, Sun Heirs diplomacy -1. Yeah, I am definitely going to go with option 2 because at least I gain something from getting diplomacy with the Twilight Watch, and I don't lose diplomacy with the Sun Heirs. So let's go to diplomacy. We will have to make peace with the Sun Heirs at some point. But that day is not today. And then we'll gain 2 Argo Fate. All right, please bring on that fight with the Dahaka. I actually really want that now. And then see paragraph 1.
when you arrive at the mountain stream that supplies the Throne Shard Polis, you almost laugh. No one guards the narrow fall. No outpost outlooks it.
Perhaps they think Helios protects them.
One of the Twilight Watch murmurs. The Titans plug the stream's flow with a few well-placed boulders, sending the water on a different course, one much closer to the Twilight Watch outpost in the foothills. You don't have to wait long for your actions to have an effect. It seems the priesthood of Throne Shard have kept the people down with too much force and too little subtlety. When disgruntled citizens voice their concerns, the Sun Heirs send a group of acolytes to investigate. One the Twilight Watch intercept and imprison. The next group sent is a more sizable force of militants. This one, the Twilight Watch lead into an ambush and decimate. It's not what you've wanted to happen, but it works. Without their enforcers and water, the High Priests forfeit the polis and retreat further into the mountains, while those Sun Heirs that remain are more obsequious.
All right, mark R9, gain 1 hull. Nice. All right, I'm happy. I'm happy with that. Priest Matrix, R9. Helped. Oh my gosh, if I can spell. Helped. Twilight Watch. Sabotage water supply. That's all I need to put for that, I guess. And then gain a hull. Woohoo! And then C003.
The Throne Shard Polis is a strange place. A blend of form, function, and necessity. with simple Delphian structures of stone incorporated into the shattered caverns and the complex of enormous Byzantine temples. The holy ally that first brought Throne Shard to your attention now leads you into the Inner Hallow, the most sacred part of the polis, where some vestiges of Helios's court still remain. In one of the giant halls created for enormous beings, ones that would have dwarfed even the Titans, you find something akin to an observatory. Mirrors surround a central dais, each one pointing in a different direction. Your ally approaches the device.
Read only the first of these that applies. Gotta pull up our scribe app here. I can find it myself. Nope, I'm just opening random windows here. There we go. Choice matrix. The first one we're checking is R5. We do not have that marked. N8 is marked. Nope, that is not marked. If F10 is marked, okay, I'm feeling left out here. Otherwise, C007. I don't know if it's good that we don't see those other ones, but we're not going to.
The young priestess, Aurora, claims she was the Pythoness in waiting, the next great oracle to be named. But the old Sun heirs did not want to share their power, now that their patron did not respond to prayers and wasn't there to watch them. You're pretty sure she's doing all this to get back at the priesthood that denied her. But although that's not a worthy reason, you can't be choosers. You need to warn the gods about the eschaton. As she approaches the array of mirrors, her eyes widen with wonder. She steps to the dais, reaching out to touch it, but a sparking arc of energy leaps from the exposed metal to scorch her palm. She stumbles back fearfully, swallowing the anxious lump in her throat, but is not deterred. It takes time, but eventually she gets the array to respond, the device whirring to life, parts rattling fiercely.
Each Argonaut gains 1 fate. Oh, fun times. Everybody has 3 fate, 3 danger, no rage. Feels like I'm going to be throwing my next battle. All right, and then see paragraph 82.
The array of mirrors rumbles loudly, dozens of parts spinning as flickers of white-hot flames sputter in the air around it. Your holy ally stands in the midst of this twisting chaos, pulling on levers and operating controls with a growing frenzy. This device, this whatever in Hellas it may be, it was not designed for mortal minds to interact with. It was meant for a divine hand. A thunderous boom echoes through the chamber, a cacophony that leaves you dazed for a moment. At first, you assume that something has gone disastrously wrong with the array, but when your vision returns, you see something much, much worse. Enemies flood the chamber, weapons drawn. These are bloodied killers, you realize. Observing their stances and their black-clad leaders, they are somehow more than mortals. You can hear the sounds of combat breaking out in the Inner Hallow, the cries of the wounded already deafening.
We have 3 options this time. Option 1. Your people are under attack. No mission is worth more than the lives of your crew and allies. You need to pull back. Try to focus on fighting off these attackers. Option 2. Your ally is the key to your plan here. Without them, all will be for naught. The device will be vulnerable, and your people outside the chamber will have to fight alone. But this is the one asset that is truly irreplaceable. Option 3. You came here with a goal, to send a message back to warn the Olympians about the eschaton. That mission must take priority, no matter the risk to yourselves or your allies. All right, I might be making this decision more based off of metagaming decisions here. Let's see. First option, we would gain diplomacy with the Delphians and lose it with the Twilight Watch. Gaining Delphian diplomacy does nothing for us. We would get a crew. That would be nice, but like I'm not that concerned about crew. Option 2 would be gaining Sun Air's diplomacy, which is useless. Losing Twilight Watch diplomacy, which would stink, but subtracting 2 Argo Fate would be nice. Then option 3, Twilight Watch diplomacy +1, Delphian diplomacy -1, and gain a progress token. I don't care about the progress token. I think I'm going to go with the Argo Fate. I think that's what I care most about right now. So we're going to go with option 2. So Sun Air's diplomacy +1, too bad. Twilight Watch diplomacy -1. Sorry guys. And then subtract 2 Argo Fate. And that makes me feel a lot better. We see paragraph 9.
You pull your holy ally from the Helios Machina before the enemy forces can cut off any avenue of escape. Moving as a single unit, a wall of flesh around you, you fight your way out of the chamber, managing to withdraw from any sizable conflict before your friend can be threatened. In time, the Argos forces prevail over the deadly but desperate attack, but not without grave casualties. Many of your warriors lie dead, your numbers depleted. As you survey the aftermath of the attack, a deep rumble reverberates through the throne shard. An explosion echoes from its heart. The chamber you were just in. Worry seizing you, you rush back in.
Lose 1 crew. Yeah, our technology that allows us to save against crew loss is based off of diplomacy, and we are on a tile with the Sun Airs who we're at war with. So we're just going to lose that crew. We'll just go from 6 crew down to 5. Okay. Not liking this Alpha Hub.
Little remains of the array or the mirrors, save a few glowing shards of metal and glass. Hopelessness swells in you. Without it, can you continue your mission? Or was this whole endeavor for nothing? As you look around, you notice a strange light among the rubble. A single mirror, warped and damaged, glows with a brilliance that is painful to look at. You cannot help but feel something. A presence, powerful, inquisitive. Then, abruptly, the light is gone. Nevertheless, you gain the sense that you've been observed by the divine. Was it enough to warn them, you wonder?
We have not completed that, so we'll skip over that paragraph.
You return to the Argo, bruised and weary. The old priest strokes his chin ponderously, chewing his lip as he considers the implications of what you saw.
Assassins opposing your mission?
He mutters,
They must have known what you were there for, which is troubling. Who or what would want to prevent your mission? Induce the eschaton?
As you sit together, discussing the strange attackers, one of you feels a tingle in the back of your skull. A faint memory of a mistaken identity, deeds wrongly accredited, and a life undeserved.
Least likely Argonaut gains the Hero by Mistake Nemos card. Let me grab that. Okay. That'll be Aster. And here is our Hero by Mistake. This was not your responsibility. You did not ask for this. We flip it over and we see the first ability that will unlock is going to be gain a Fate and Exhaust to gain the priority target token. Nice for like a trying to get the attention off of somebody else. A little bit of a tankier ability. What do I even want to show here? Put that over there. That there.
They failed, though. Our warning did come through,
The party leader says.
Will it be enough?
Will it be enough? Who knows? Return to the voyage phase. Let's go to the screen. That was kind of brutal in terms of statistics and things that are like our Argo stats there. We essentially just ended up using a crew to lose 2 Argo Fate during that, which is fine, not a big deal. How far are we from our next combat encounter anyway? Okay, we're only a couple days away. All right, so now we're on the advancement step. So we can do a combat research. Do that. No, technology is what I want. Projects. I had a few things that I wanted to look at. Oh yeah, time skip. Oh yeah, we're taking that for sure. So now we have an Argo ability that allows us to get an extra combat action. That is awesome. Another thing that is just incredibly helpful in Menestus theater fights. Let's go. Do I want to write down? Yeah, let's gain an Argo Fate and jot down Aster's name on our timeline. What is that? 9 days, I think. No, it's 7 days. Okay. So on day 58, Aster gains Nemos node for chosen Nemos. Then we'll go to our story step and we'll get to do another Inwards Odyssey. Inward Odyssey number 52. Oh, I guess I can flip over my Inward Odyssey sheet as well. Oh, come on. Unless you have one crew, lose one crew. Again, I can't really save against it. All right, so now I'm going down to 4 crew. Yay!
You wake in the early hours of the morning with a feeling that something has gone terribly wrong. The night sky drowns in darkness, cut by a lone ribbon of purple-green Delphi lights, like a streak of poison. You dress hastily and rush to the Tolos Bridge, meeting your companions along the way. That dread premonition was shared by all of you. Before you make it there, the alarm siren blares. Someone runs to you, asks for your presence in the trade fleet dock. A scout trireme has returned from the recently discovered rift in time, one that led to the glorious golden age of Delphi, from long before the eschaton. When you arrive, the old priest, Aristobanes, and Socratoares are already there, as is a full contingent of the guard Mora, which strikes a chord of dread in your hearts. The Mora was disbanded after the Nietzschean War, for there was no further need for an internal police force. These men and women were called back into service.
Who authorized the mobilization?
One of you asks, looking accusingly toward the war philosopher.
I did.
Says the old priest quietly. Before you can press him for answers, the scout trireme enters the dock lumberingly. Its sails are tattered and its masts broken, as are the many rows of oars. Thick black ambrosia drips on its sides like the darkest cruor of the heart. There is no one on the deck to greet you. The hull bears deep scars of battle with something massive, something that won. It's eerily calm. Everyone feels it, the rising terror. You reach for your Zife. They lunge from the water, lightning quick, black blotches of claws and teeth. The Mora veterans begin to die instantly, their reinforced armor cut like paper by the many razor-sharp appendages. Blood splashes everywhere. Then you hear it, the most dreaded sound, like a quiet reverse scream of countless things dying. You only heard it on the battlefield, while donning the Titans. The sound of an AT field. You understand something else, too. You won't make it to the Balaneon. You will die here, and with you, the rest of the Argo. And then the creatures die, one by one. Of internal wounds or some other unknown cause. The guards are shaken, but you quickly regain composure and bark orders. The trireme is to be sealed, searched only when you return with Titans. Your will is done. A single survivor is found on the trireme, a Delphian who enrolled just a few short weeks ago, traumatized beyond words. No one can get through to him. He keeps repeating one phrase over and over.
In the shadow of the mountain, a shade passes unseen.
All you can think about is where the primordials came from. From the past. From before the eschaton.
Assign the Shade training pattern card to any of your current Titans, then name this Titan. I wonder, in the shadow of the mountain, a shade passes unseen. I wonder what that means. Is that, I mean, could that be a reference to the Dahaka? Like, that feels very, like the only connection there is just that the Dahaka is kind of shadowy. I don't know. The Shade training pattern is right here. Shade training. It has weird pattern of like alternating between minor, major. But ultimately, it has a range of like, there's 3 danger levels that you can get minor trauma. There's 4 danger levels that you can get major trauma, and there's 2 for grave. So it's technically better than a standard trauma table. But also it has gain 3 danger to get shaded, which is, I mean, you don't have to exhaust this. So you could use this every time a sun attack comes up, and maybe it'll be useful in future cycles. Who's to say? But this is a great card. I'm happy to get this. It's like I have a little hair there. Who do we want to assign this to? Titans. I'm thinking maybe Game Changer. Like, it's slightly worse technically than his trauma table, but not by much. And I do often use the Game Changer in those big fights because he has a black power die. So let's do that. Boom, there you go, Game Changer. You have nope, not you. Trauma pattern, shade training. There we go. I kind of stopped naming some of the Titans because I just didn't feel like it anymore. Yeah, whatever. We're going to go back to this, and we can now do our loop end effect, which means we get to gain an unavoidable doom. Yay! Woo! Gain another doom. I don't want to be gaining that too quickly. Okay. Now, I'm sorry, pause for the animation. Whoa! Whoa! Then this will come all the way back up to here with the same space as the Dahaka. So we'll probably be facing him unless for some reason we don't get an adversary activation, but I kind of want to activate him. Move this back over a little bit for now. And let's put our new loop end date 5 days from today, so it'll be on day 56. Loop end. Okay. Then we'll move on to day 52. Check that box off. And go east 1. And at least we are back on an allied tile here. Okay. Oh, there's that. So we are definitely doing a Dahaka fight, which I am still debating if I'm going to actually do that for real, or if I'm just going to do some dice rolling, and I don't know. We'll see. I'll probably... I'll probably roll some dice. I'll do it on camera because then I was going to say I want to end this video soon, but if I roll the dice for that and just kind of fudge something to say that, okay, we did the fight, then I can at least keep this video going until we get to day 54 for our combat encounter, because we're going to be going over explored tiles anyway, so we should be able to wrap this up soon anyway. So, okay. So let me finish doing the exploration here, but Dahaka will come off the map. Then we continue that pile. Gain 3 Hyperborean alloy resources. 1, 2, 3. I have a ton of that now. And then gain a Titan and gain a Rage. Okay, add new Titan. And gain a Rage. I don't know. Let's just roll randomly here. We'll give it to highest. We'll give it to I always want to say Dastan. Dastan's not a part of this anymore. Give it to Otis 0. Okay, let's come out and draw another card. 3 Hyperborean alloy resources. Okay. Go into this. Okay. Oh shoot, sorry, I was showing the wrong screen. Yeah, in case it wasn't clear from what I was describing. Or actually, was I showing the right screen at that time? I don't know. I drew Cackle. Anyway. How do I want to do this for trying to simulate this fight? Well, first of all, we would have to be going up in our evolution for our adversary battles. So this would be the 4th mark. Let me check how many wounds we would need for that. It'd probably be 10, I think. Yeah, we would need 10 wounds. Then we would suffer defeat only if all Titans die. And let's see, what else do we have here? Then I think we just want to make sure at least 2 Argo-bred Titans are participating, because if we lose the fight with less... Oh, shoot. If we lose the fight with 2 or less Argo-bred Titans participating, kill 2 random Argo-bred Titans that did not participate. So we technically need to have 3 that participate. All right, let's see. I mean, Ascender will probably be one of them. Do I still have more? How many Chimera cores do I have? Here, cycle 2. 2 more. Okay. Maybe I have Firestarter as well. I could do one of my Truth Bearers. Yeah, all right, let's say it's Firestarter, the Truth Bearer without, actually we can do it with Muck Virus and Necrotic Virus, so we would always put them onto the other Truth Bearer too. The Firestarter, Ascender, Truth Bearer, and then a Dreamwalker. All right, here's what I'm thinking. I'm sure this isn't like totally, I don't know. We're just making up some BS right now. Let's do a few different rolls. I don't think this visual is going to help you much at all, but for the first roll, we're going to do just a D10. On a 1 to 2, all 4 of our Titans are dead. On a 3 to 4, we survive, or 3 Titans die. On a 5 to 6, 2 Titans die. On a 7 to 8, only 1 dies. On a 9 to 10, none of them die. This is taking into account that we have things like the prototype Trespass device to bring the Titan alive. We have transient death. Like, we have all these powerful things. I think this is actually worse than I would do. I think I'd still be likely to win this, even with 3 Argo Fate, or 3 Fate, 3 Danger on everybody. But let's do this. So let's roll our first D10. Actually, then I'll explain all the rules that I think are going to make sense. If I roll a 5 or higher, then I'll get the opportunity to roll a second D10, and on a 10 on that die, I crit a BP3. Lastly, I will roll all 4 of my Argonaut dice, and if any of the Argonauts gets a 1 or a 2, then they lose a Nemos node. Because the Dahaka has a number of abilities that cause Nemos node loss. Actually, maybe we'll just say if they roll a 1, they lose a Nemos node. I don't think it's that many abilities. Anyway, all right. So let's do this. Here's our first D10. This is for our Titan deaths. That's a 3. Oof. Okay, we're losing 3 Titans. So let's figure out which Titans die. Let's say that Firestarters are red, the Dreamwalkers are blue, Ascenders are yellow, and Truth Bearers are green. So the highest one survives. That's going to be our green. Our Truth Bearer survives. Okay, well, that's good. Then we don't get to do our crit roll because we did not get a 5 or higher. And now we're going to roll these again. And on a 1, that Argonaut loses a Nemos node. Oh, okay, we lost 2 Nemos nodes. I don't remember if we have to lose them from the dominant Nemos or what, but I think not. Let's go to our Argonauts. So Cersegard, Cersegard will lose a Nemos node. So she has to lose it from Mesalliance. And then Penelope is going to lose it from Time-Crossed Lovers. Okay. And then that's it, right? I think that's all we wanted to do for that. Sure. That's fine. Let's see, what else? We need to now go in and lose our Titans. So our Truth Bearer survived. Okay, so that means that we won the fight, but just barely. I'll have to figure out resources. I don't know, let's just gain some random amount of resources here. Let's just say it's, I don't know, we have to underestimate, I guess. I don't feel like doing this. Where adversary? All right, Onyx Dust. Let's say, I guess it'd have to be 10 wounds worth of resources. Give me a second. I'm gonna look through the cards. Let's just say 4 of each. Is that too much? Let's say 3 of each. I don't know if that's too much or not. 3 of each feels like it's underselling it, but whatever, that's fine. We're not actually doing the fight, so we should be penalized a little bit here. And then we get to lose 3 Argo Fate and Titans. All right, so we're definitely going to lose our Dreamwalker Titan. That's fine. Now the Ascender Titan, I'm also okay with losing that. Ascender, we will get a Pygmalion Stone Mark from the Ascender. And then Firestarter. Do I want to save the Firestarter? Let's go back to this. I'm going to be at 10 Pygmalion Stones. Nah, well, we have the... I'm trying to think of all the other things that cores can be useful for. There's a couple that come to mind. Well, actually, only one, I think, comes to mind. Yeah, I'm not going to use a Pygmalion Stone. So let's reset the track here and then gain a mark for the Firestarter dying. Dead. Okay. We're down to 15 Titans total. Let's... Okay. I mean, this is just more annoying. All right, I'm just going to change the class of these. I'm going to use a core for the Firestarter and the Ascender to get them back. Firestarter. Ascender. Then let's go lose our cores here. Cycle 2, we need to lose a Chimera core. Come back to cycle 3, lose a Harpy core. All right, I do need to be careful. I'm just burning away on those Harpy cores. I don't like the Ascender that much, but also I don't want to just be wasting the cores. And I should really start using my Pygmalion Stones. Because I keep thinking like, oh, I'll save them for, you know, like the Truth Bearer, the Shadow Dancer, and other Titans. And I'm like, yeah, but I have 10 of them now. Okay, let's take this away. Is there anything else that we need to handle from... Oh, we need to reset our Triskelions. And I also need to add a 10,000 Days and Nights thing to my timeline. Even though I'm not reading them, I'm still marking them off in my fated events. And like I said before, I'm not reading them because they can be spoilery for cycle 4, and I just don't think it'd be fun to read them now for people who have not. If you're just following along for the story, I don't think you really want that to be spoiled. 10,000 Days and Nights would go on this. I think it's nights and days, not days and nights. All right. Now we consider that to be resolved, and we have a Dreamwalker event. Get a free Dreamwalker Titan. Get your Dreamwalker here. Fresh Dreamwalkers coming off the shores. I don't know. Then we can put that event again on day 61. Look forward to me doing that voice again on day 61. Dreamwalker. Okay, put Dreamwalker event. Then we'll end that day. We will just jump onto the next day, go back south down to this tile where we had the portal. We will gain an Argo Fate. Oh, let's mark off this. We're going to gain an Argo Fate to try to avoid this Doom gain. Come on, please. 7 or higher. 9! Thank you. I appreciate that. Okay. Good job. So we don't gain that Doom. Then we have to do our exploration cards. gain 4 Hyperborean alloy resources, and lose an Argo Fate. We are still allied with the Twilight Watch, right? Yes. Oh my gosh, we have so many Hyperborean alloy. Lose an Argo Fate. Okay. And gain 3 Hyperborean alloy. Okay. Let's make sure that we're gonna we're gonna lose the most Argo Fate that we can during the battle. So let's do a Titan. Well, we have to do this. The grafting. So we can put Hyperborean Strain on somebody. It was the same one that we used. Yeah, okay. So let's say 7 days from now. Be 7 days. Yeah, we'll say Titan grafting Ascender. I need to gain an Argo Fate for that. Oh, or do I want to do harsh conditioning on somebody? Nah, too late. I don't feel like changing it. I already wrote it down. Oh, geez. Sorry for that loud noise. Then we'll go on to the next day, day 54. We'll move on through our portal here, go there, back into the future. Oh, sorry, I think I meant to go to this view. Get some glare off of that. Yeah, sure, let's do that. Then we can do exploration cards now, right? Yes. Okay. We'll gain a Titan. We are not friendly though, so we don't get the rage. Okay. Oh my god. All right. Gain another Titan. Gain 3 Daedalus Machina resources. And, oh shoot. Gain 3 Hyperborean alloy resources. Dang. All right. I don't know if this is technically legal. I know the adversary can treat the portal spaces as adjacent. Oh, sorry. Keep meaning to go to this one. I'm going to spawn the Dahaka 4 spaces away and assume that this can be adjacent. So, sue me. So 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll say that's fine. And then these will go back into our exploration deck. Give that a shuffle. And I think that's going to bring us to the end of our video here because... no, not that. Because we have just finished our exploration phase and we're about to do a combat encounter. Or a timeline battle. Alright, as usual, that video went on a little bit longer than I was expecting, but I'm glad we at least got to go and get through the entire game week. That was good. We only had one adventure in there. It was kind of dumb that we had to backtrack so much during that whole thing. Let's see, will I do this as a recorded battle? Let me check my evolutions here. Both of them are going to be, we haven't done any level 4 battles yet. So I'm not sure which primordial I'm going to face in the next timeline battle. I haven't decided yet, but I'll probably record it because it's the weekend. I can get one of those done. It'd be a good time to do it because I didn't film the last Sun Descendant battle. And I'm also behind on, maybe I should do a Harpy battle just because I skipped Harpy level 2. during the videos. I don't know. We'll see. I haven't decided. But in terms of our story and our traveling around and everything, we're starting to get to the point in the cycle where, I had a lot of good luck, I think, going through with the explorations on the map so far. Like, we didn't really have any problems that I can remember in the present day in that first set of map tiles. And in the past, we only had a little bit of a hiccup where the timeline thing from the story phase, or the story effect, that caused us to shorten the time loop. In retrospect, I should have just gone with the other option, I think, and just chosen not to shorten the time loop because we'd already saved Commander Electrion. But whatever, we did the thing that we did the thing that I think I would have done story-wise, like not trying to metagame it. So I don't feel terrible about it, but we could be doing better right now. But we got a little bit screwed with the timeline here, and we're going to have to end up using at least one. Well, we only have one frozen time right now. But we're going to need it in order to get to this next lighthouse. So we'll see. I need to see if I can lower my paradox, because I still have that the loop shortening card in that exploration deck, because I haven't removed it yet. I think it will, yeah, I don't know. That's gonna suck when that triggers, but if we can try to lower our paradox, maybe we can avoid it that way. Anyway, I'm gonna end the video. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it. And as always, take care, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!